to the BAM pre-party. BAM. Ron! Is that Ron saying hello with all those hearts? Hi, guys. So glad you could join us on this Friday night. Every other Friday, Jess and I join each other, alternate on each other's Substacks. Check us both out, see if it's worth subscribing to you guys. And yeah, we kind of hang out to decompress after a long, shitty week doing our 9 to 5 ish real adult jobs. And then we get to decompress, hit the pressure valve, and just have fun talking to each other and probably cackling.
I think that's our number one used word. Like, if we were in a Word document and we had to, like, get rid of words, you know, like writers do, I think cackling would probably be my number one that comes up.
Yep. Especially when talking to each other. Speaking of really good words, a good word I'm glad you didn't get out of your system would be bag of dog shit, I think is how you turned the phrase in your writing this week.
Oh my god, so I was walking Arwen at night, which I do, because my neighborhood's very safe, okay?
Yeah.
But I'm kind of like mad at my HOA right now because we have to like replace our roofs and they're not letting me just pay the roof guy, but I like obviously I'd pay them all the way, but they're trying to do a special assessment because that's what fucking HOAs do is special assess everything so that our HOA goes up. And they're supposed to take big bulky stuff on Thursdays, and I got a new desk. I have like a rising desk now, guys. Like I'm getting very professional in here, so I'm not just like, you know, whatever. Yes, exactly, Sean. Oh, that's what I'm doing. um, so I'm walking Arwen, and these two figures appear up ahead, and I am like, who are these shadowy people? And of course, being a writer, I'm like, they're a bad guy, and I'm gonna take them out. And what do I have in my hand? A bag of dog shit. And I really think it is an underrated weapon. Don't prove me wrong that people like to get shit on. I know like the rule exists or whatever, but a dog shit, I think, will thwart most enemies. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's where it's going.
No kink shaming there. Dog shit is a different breed for sure. Yes, Sean, that X-Files episode lives rent free in my head.
I haven't rewatched the X-Files in a long time. I normally do like every couple of years and just go to bed with it on and torture myself.
Yes. Ooh, flaming bags of dog shit.
Oh, I gotta up my game. Plastic bags don't catch fire as easily as brown paper ones. What was the prank called?
What?
The prank was called something when you let like ding dong ditched, but you put a flaming bag of manure or poop on the doorstep. Right. It had like a specific name, but I forget what it was.
I don't suppose any of you know. Chatters.
Come on, guys, help me.
Help us both. Oh my god. Sponsored. That's the word. You guys didn't help me. I love that.
Oh yeah. My mom messaged me. I thought it did have a name. I could be like totally wrong that it never had a name. And maybe it was just a household thing. And maybe it was like something my dad said. And everything my dad said, I believed. It's just a problem. But it was so funny because my mom messaged me and she goes, I think I talked too much and maybe you should cut off this part, and this part. She messaged me on Wednesday. I was like, Mom.
After it was live.
I was like, Mom, it goes live on Tuesdays at 9, so I don't have that capability yet to go back in time. Yeah. But I'm sure you're overthinking it. Like, just go listen to it. It's fine. And then she was fine.
Cut the pieces that she wanted cut anyway.
Yeah. And it was just like, she just is like me, an oversharer, and then full of regret later.
Well, we had a great time, right? Like, we were just shooting the breeze and...
Yeah. But then I feel like the Virgos in my life get after effect anxiety, like, oh, I just did that. I did all of that.
It's the overthinking. Yeah.
Ding dong juice.
Ron, that's pure poetry. That's how we know
Love
you're a
it.
top tier poet. Excellent turn of phrase.
I have a confession to make. You made this comment on, I think it was Nocturnal Narrator's post. She like reposted something about like how everybody should be working together, like writers, right? And I meant to put plenty of words, plenty of minds to feast, but it auto corrected to I am lent of words, which sounds way cooler. And then I didn't realize I made the typo until everybody was liking it and saying, wow, poetry in 12 words. And I was like, just gonna keep it. Thanks.
Yep.
That was totally me. This is me confessing so that I don't get bad karma trying to hide, I
Live
don't
by
want
the
that.
karma, die by the karma. But also, that's those like 12, 13, 14 trines you have in your chart in action. That's some lucky vibes for sure.
Oh, I found out that you can change your chart on the thing on the app I was telling you about, like way back, like where I got chart, a 2 whole house. So I could
Yes.
do it the whole
Yes.
time.
Awesome. Did you learn anything new, or you just learned that you could do it and left
I
it
just
alone?
learned that I could do it, and then nothing really changed because I looked and I was like, but it never told me things by houses anyway. It only told me things by aspects.
Okay.
So it never really dove in unless you click on the aspect. And then it's like, okay, it's in this house. But then it got kind of confusing for me. Kind of like when you send me those articles that have a lot of tech jargon in it, and then I respond to you and I try to sound as intelligent as I can because I'm like,
You
this
do.
this chick needs to know that I kind of know what I'm talking about. So I kind of go all the way down to the bottom of these articles because that's when they start using the layman's terms, and then I go
What's the
and,
conclusion? Yeah.
and I go back up, and I'm like, okay, now I kind of understand some things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but that's another confession.
I love it.
Oh my
I know. Sean also a poet.
god.
Mm, yeah. Ron,
Yes, Ron. I
you need to do
use
yours.
Yeah, I use time passages. I think because Nico wanted to do yours like on a live. I don't know if she wants to do it right now, but we wanted to do like a separate thing so we can see it, you know.
Yes, we should do it on like a Monday. So if like Wednesdays and Fridays doing other lives with wonderful, equally wonderful people, we should definitely reserve a special separate day, buffered from any of the other
Yeah.
tomfoolery.
Oh god. No, I was looking up something else today, but I'm blanking right now. This is like the warm up. Getting my brain warm up, doing all the things. Today I officially have no regrets. I have 10 school days left. 10, and
Amazing.
then I move on with my life, and then I can return to being a nighttime person. I'm so excited.
I'm excited for you. You deserve this. I can feel good things coming your way.
Mm.
Yeah.
I feel like a fortune teller. School's out forever. That's right. School's out. I won't do that. I won't get us. Okay, nice.
Spring.
I was like, I don't want to get us banned or whatever.
It's funny that my offbeat, off pitch singing got us fucking dinged or whatever.
Anything to shut these ladies up, okay?
Get them off the platform.
So, did anybody in chat, did you work on anything awesome this week, writing wise, that you want to like shout out? Can people link in chat? Because people should link what
Yeah,
they've
you
been
should link it
doing.
now and then also send it to us separately because the chat doesn't appear with the live once we post it after. And
Oh
I'd
yeah.
love to do that. While chat is thinking, I think there was, I'm not sure who's in chat right now, but I think there was another release recently. It's coming. My copy is arriving shortly. It's called Blood in the Yolk, and I think a bunch of folks that are mutuals here
Ooh.
were featured in that, like horror avian
Yeah.
anthology.
I think I saw that being restacked about. And that's amazing, Ron. Rap 2. I'm so jelly and proud of you and jelly.
That's crazy.
Mm,
Oh, nice. Thanks for
nice.
reading, Sean. Mage
Perfect.
Preach.
Oh, another thing that I could pick your brain about because I'm setting up Indie Creator Collective's website. Ooh, exciting, Ron.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait to read it. And I already have the domain
Yep.
from Namecheap, so I type it in, it's there, right? But now I don't know how do I put stuff there.
So you need a hosting service. And then usually like the major hosting services, like do you think you're going to use WordPress, which has all the options you would want, but it's
Hmm.
kind of complicated. Do you think you'll go with like Wix or Squarespace? You can bring your domain to any of those hosting services that also act as a GUI or graphic user interface for, like drag and drop building
GUI?
blocks for your site.
It's called a GUI?
GUI.
Okay, that makes it sound more official than just GUI. But I was like,
Graphical
kind of being
user
like,
interface. Yeah. Ron knows. Sean knows.
yeah, yeah, I gotta get with everybody else in the website game. And I've been meaning to because now I'm officially going to be able to sell the mini collection for the spring that I worked on and set that up. And then the sci-fi mini collection will be able to go up on there once the fantasy collection is in the reader's hands. And then so I'm trying to just start build stuff up, and I'd love to be able to put like links to everybody's books and like our partners and stuff like that, like up there
For
just
sure.
for like clickable and stuff. That was kind of the whole point of like part of the High Council and stuff. So I want to get that going. I tried to do Wix, and then I got through like half of it, but remember, the kids are screaming in the
Oh
background.
no. Yes.
21 of them. So I am trying to do this while they're on like computer tech time themselves. But they're playing this game called Prodigy, and that means they're dueling each other. So every now and then it's like, and I'm like, okay, I can't do this right now, obviously.
Yeah. Gone are the days
Bluehost.
where like the kids just play Oregon Trail and MS DOS quietly in the corner.
Well, Prodigy's a math learning game. So it's like really nice. I don't remember the Oregon Trail besides dying over and
Excuse
over
me.
again of dysentery. So,
Bless.
I, but I do remember. Anyway, Prodigy's like a really great learning game.
Oh,
Very
it's wicked cute.
rigorous. Yeah,
Very cute.
it's like almost like an RPG. MS DOS, MS DOS. Is that just a MS DOS?
MS DOS.
DOS. You just scoff at me like, how does she not know this jargon? I gotta get.
No, it just ages the rest of us, probably.
Oh, I hate not knowing stuff though. It's like FOMO. I want to know all the old stuff too. I want to know the new and the old.
Oh my god, we should do that on a live sometime. We should. I want to. Yeah, I want to just like set up an emulator and let you kind of walk through how computers used to be.
I I remember getting a computer I mean, as young as possible. Okay, and um and there was this really fun game where you had to like be a dinosaur guy, a GI Joe kind of guy, and you had to go find and save the dinosaur eggs. I'll never forget that. And you don't know Jack? I loved that. I don't know if you guys have played that, but that's like 1997.
Sounds fun though.
So.
Is that like Jackbox games? Like, did that branch out into other games after?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't know Jack is on Jackbox, Jack in the Box, but it's really cool. Thank you guys for the follows and stuff. Love it.
Love that.
Appreciate it.
What a great Friday. Now that everything else is done. Sigh of relief.
Has anyone looked into 50 years of text games? I don't remember. I remember playing the shark game, or no, like you're a fish underwater, and every time you eat something or take care of your fish, you get to be a bigger and bigger predator. And eventually you're the shark and you can kind of eat like whatever you want and you just like swim around.
Wait, that's a phone game, right?
It could be now, but I played it on the computer in elementary school.
Okay.
Oh, Snake? I would steal my parents' phone and be like, give me, I get that now. Get
What
a
about
chance.
Minesweeper?
I suck at Minesweeper because I'm not very good at math or patient enough for math. And I see all those numbers and it's like 2 away. And I'm like, okay, so here. And then I explode.
The exact wrong one. Every
Yeah,
time.
I'll do the exact math. My husband's so good at Minesweeper. He's like kind of crazy at it. Like, well, every time we're flying, he's playing Minesweeper. And I'm just trying to click over his shoulder
Nice.
and make him explode.
Sabotage. Ben, I pulled up 50 years of text games. This is crazy. What a trip down memory lane. I'll add it to the post. It's kind of cool.
Ooh.
What about you, Jess? Other than your countdown, how was your week and stuff?
I'm burning the first bridge I've ever burnt in my life. So that's happening.
Oh, no.
I'm usually very understanding, for lack of a better word, or like easygoing, like I'm going on my way, you know, whatever. But there's just been too much not good things that I'm just like, I don't really care if I have a relationship with this boss anymore. Like, uh, you know, I just don't. And I've been on good terms with all of my bosses, even the ones that treated me like really horrible, because it's like, it's all about who you know in this world and blah, 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 if I need a recommendation letter. But I'm not going to get a recommendation letter from this person. So.
You think so?
I'm not going to ask for one. I'm going to go ask for. I've only technically worked for her or under her, I should say, for like 9 months. I worked for my other principal for over 6 years. So I would go to them first and then
you could right now. Yeah.
Yeah, just in case. But I
collude.
I don't think that. So school system is where all the tea is at. Nobody really likes each other. It's like politics in a petri dish. Okay, so everybody is vying for like a position and trying to have the clout or whatever in the space things. So they're kind of like enemies. So I also don't think I'll be working for, like, I'll be privatized before I'll go back to like public, I think.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Vile diseases. The kids and everybody else. I won't say anymore. I mean, they're not on Substack. I'm not worried like this is gonna go anywhere.
They're not cool enough.
No. But I know they're never gonna see this. So that's why I'm saying it here and not on Bam. Because who knows where Bam will go? Because Bam is like the ether, you know?
It's just
This
out
is
there.
like consolidated. Like, yeah. This is my logic.
I don't know about that. I feel like didn't friends of yours just like find Bam or something like
Hmm.
that?
So that's why I'm saying Bam will go wherever. Like, whoop.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
here, it's like the pre-game for Bam. And then not a lot of people, maybe, not my people will see it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Or,
You don't work with
you
any
know,
FBI agents?
not that I know of. Nah, I don't know. What's the coolest job that one of your family members has or has had?
I don't know. None of them.
No, not a cool job.
No.
Oh, okay.
I'll think, but I don't think any.
Well, this makes it look like I'm just asking you so I can answer.
Well, no, I want to know. Like, I'm serious. Like, not great jobs from my lineage. I don't hail from interesting philanthropists or entrepreneurs or anything.
Yeah,
Naval officer? I don't even think that's
that's
like
cool.
that's
Oh,
no,
okay.
no, not really. That's very establishment. That's very no one's
Did you
blazed their own trail.
did you watch the Love Is? Do you watch Love Is Blind? Just gonna make it here for a second. Okay, never mind. There was a guy on there though, like
You know I
so.
don't watch TV and I live through you.
Okay, so you have these pods, right? You can't see
Yeah.
the other person,
Okay.
and you're talking and you're getting to know them and you're telling them everything and you're falling in love, and then maybe you'll get married after you live together for 3 weeks, whatever. Anyway, this guy knew the woman he was dating was an ex Marine or something. And then he tells her that he believes that all servicemen are in a cult and that all this stuff and like logical things, but he never brought it up in the pod. So now this woman who's like sitting across from him is like blindsided. And it brought up a really interesting philosophical discussion, but I just didn't think he was very smart to do it the way he did it.
Yeah, not great.
Oh, Stay Alive? Where are you at? Or what's happening? That show, 10 out of 10.
Wait, I didn't see.
I'm addicted to it. It's so good. So maybe Ben, you know what I'm talking about. Or Benjamin. Do you like Ben or Benjamin? I like shorten people's names on out of habit. Family Job is a cousin who works in special forces
Yeah, don't tell us what to do, Pablo.
and
Or
has worked
government.
in Don't tell me what to do. I can do what I want.
Whoa, special effects.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
that's so
No, I don't think
cool.
I'm too far from you, Pablo, and I didn't get one, but I did. I was roused from a deep, peaceful slumber last night at like 11:30 because of massive tornadoes and hailstorms. It was fun.
Wow. We're definitely in the rapture, guys. And it's more efficient.
Good.
That's funny.
But I'm still here, so.
That's so cool, Ron. And IMDb and everything. My pop worked for the NSA and he was a spy. And he wasn't allowed to tell like my mom and my Grammy anything. He wasn't allowed to tell them anything about his job. So anytime they would be like, "Hey, what do you do for work?" He'd be like, "I sharpen pencils. I keep track of the pencils in my drawer." Then the NSA museum happened in DC and pretty much showed his entire career, but they never told him that he was allowed to disclose anything. So he's walking around the museum like, "Are you kidding me?" Oh, and he's just doing this. Like, like old men, just like,
Yes, so cute.
yeah. But he was a linguist, so he was like picking up on Russian and German, and they had to live in the UK for a while. So right now I gather everything cool about myself from that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just glomming it. Like,
That's what I wanted to be in high school. That
a
job.
linguist,
A
like a
spy. A
spy.
linguist spy. Yep.
That's so cool.
Didn't happen, but
Are spies? I guess spies are still a thing. We hear about them sometimes.
there are still spies for sure.
You're like,
Oh,
maybe it's me.
maybe that's the best cover story there ever was. College dropout.
You don't need college to be a good spy. You just need charisma.
Maybe, yeah, it was the charisma thing, saying I
Yeah.
don't have any. Total lie. Total cover story.
Nico the spy sending this bit to your school. Oh my god, KD, that's so funny.
Katie! Oh
Oh,
my god.
Nico's like, are you sure you don't want to tell more about your
Give
week?
me their initials. Yeah.
Oh, oh, very interesting.
Oh god.
Oh, I
First of
love
all,
it.
I could never. To you, I'd lose my job. But also,
For
I'm
many,
actually I'm kind of like glad that that didn't happen anyway, right? There's so much bureaucracy and like line stepping and following of orders. I don't think that that was for me anyway.
yeah, no. I'd be like, it would be cool if spies were like James Bond, where you just like got an order and then you're like, no, I'm gonna
Figure it out.
I'm gonna keep sleeping with this chick that's obviously a bad guy, and I'm gonna go drink a martini, and I'm gonna jump in an Aston Martin, watch it explode, listen to a villain monologue, and everything's fine.
That's the life.
Yeah, that's what being a spy should is. That's the allure of it, you know.
Well, did that leave any impression on you, or like, did that inspire like anything else? I know you were obviously from our conversation inspired by your mom and her
I
mom.
I think. Oh God, you're so good at interviewing. You know, just
I
like
was a
slip
recruiter
right
for
in
a
there.
couple of years.
Um, yeah, I think it definitely inspired me. I definitely always loved the idea of language, but I think that came from like both sides. And I've always been pretty good at languages, like
Yeah.
hearing differences, accents, being able to understand people. Um, so I definitely think I inherited some of that, like a natural leaning, but I'm not fluent in any other language, so don't come at me, guys. I'm not. I wish I was every day, but I'm not. I'm not like that. But I feel like if I had tried or had been geared, maybe. I think that's why I like Tolkien so much too, because he was a linguist and he like did all those languages. And at the age of 12, I think he had like three fully developed languages. Like he was just going.
Nice.
So,
I developed a code with my younger sister when I was younger,
oh,
and
that's cute.
we had a separate spoken language as well.
Did you prank your sister at all? I have an older
Prank.
sister, so
Oh my
sisters
god.
just.
One time, pranked her one time. I was friggin' 10 years old, but that also means that she was like 7. So I gave her a piece of baker's chocolate that one of my best friends at school gave me to prank her. And so she ate it, then she threw it all up. It was one piece. It was one piece, but she thought it was so gross she threw it up. And then my dad got upset, and so he pranked me because he was the king of pranks. And he yelled "fire, fire" with the spray nozzle of the sink, the kitchen sink hose taped down, and so was fake fanning the oven, big production, super Leo's son, was just like, Nick, get the water. And I just sprayed myself with water because I was gullible.
Trust issues we develop when we're young.
That's the karma, right? So just never, I just can't do anything wrong purposefully. I can fuck up. I mean, that's happens a lot, but like, can't intentionally wrong someone.
Right. Yeah. And that's so true, Ben. Like, I think I posted the meme. It was like when your brain wakes you up at night, and then it's like, don't worry, Tolkien didn't start till they were 40. You're fine. But there is that huge caveat of he was pretty much creating the world his whole life and writing, and he surrounded himself with like great writers too, and he saw a lot of shit, and it's just, you know, a big difference for
You know what's
sure.
interesting? Tolkien, Capricorn's sun, and another interesting fact, he hated Dune. His
Yeah.
life barely overlapped with Dune, but he hated it.
I think he probably hated it because I don't imagine him a sci-fi person, and I also don't think he this is really projecting. Like, obviously I don't know Tolkien at all. Okay?
You hate Dune too?
I love Dune, actually. And I love yeah. But I think some of the portrayals in Dune of different people, you know, I don't think he appreciated. But I think he also was like, I just, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe there's more out there, more information.
I think he didn't like
He
the
did hate
craft.
pessimism. Yeah. Say it again.
I think he didn't appreciate uh, the craft, the writing craft in Dune.
Which is kind of funny to me because love, I've read every Tolkien book. I have loved the storytelling. I appreciate what he does. But he does have a distinct way of writing where it's more in like an historical account. It's not diving into like character development in the way that I think Dune does. Um, it's more Middle Earth is the best world that's ever been created because think about it, like it's the most well developed and so many people still take from it. You can walk right into it. It's why we get remakes upon remakes of his works. It's like what it is. And I'm glad Dune like has had a resurgence because it has a great story. But I do think it needed to be condensed a little bit.
Frank Herbert spent like years on the first book, right? And Libra,
Mhm.
son, first of all.
Oh, maybe Tolkien and I had that in common. We just
Yeah, exactly.
glamours, you know.
Maybe Frank stole something cherished from J.R.R.
Well, the whole premise of Lord of the Rings, the whole thing is about industrialization and how it's going to destroy the world. Like Tolkien really felt that way. Like he saw what wars were doing, he saw these big movements. And we can say, like, with this whole AI thing too, like a new thing coming, a new thing bringing it is scary, right? Because where do we fit into this new world? So he could have been feeling like that, but I have to like if I look back, I have to agree with JR, like with his Tolkien, with what he was talking about. Okay, I have to agree with it, you know, because I really feel like that pathway that a lot of science fiction writers go down, like if tech didn't go, if the Industrial Revolution didn't go, would we perhaps have a more magical existence, you know, like where they meet in the
And
middle?
English and an English gentleman such as Tolkien certainly would have.
Yeah. Oh, God. We don't have to rant about him forever.
Oh my gosh, yes. Odyssey-ish. I don't know if there's a better word for that, but I knew exactly what Ron was talking about.
Me too. Also,
Odyssey.
audacious.
With an O, yes! New word coined. Hopefully. Maybe someone else coined it.
Obviously, I'm a bad speller, so I may have in the past tried to do that.
Yeah, see? Nailed it.
The epic Odyssey, like the epic musical that was like all over TikTok. That was like about Calypso and like,
Calypso.
and I was like, oh, that was stuck in my head forever. Sorry.
Penelope.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, she's his wife. She's his wife. Yes, I have book mail that somebody sent me.
Ooh,
So I'll throw this
Doom.
out. It's a nice little horror novella. So I thought this crew might be interested. This was actually legit Book Talk Book Fairy surprise mail. I did a book swap Sunday a couple weeks ago, and this individual sent me an extra book this week just out of the blue. Wendy Brown, we're a lovely person.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah. And the book
So
is
what's it like about? Is it like witchy?
it's actually 4 short stories in a novella together. So I have yet to see if they're all connected, but they are all horrific,
Of
scary.
course.
They're all scary.
Scary. I'm thinking for Indie Creator Collective when I do the genres because I will have by the time so like July, August, September. It would come out by like September time. I could do all spooky themes. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And do like dystopian, apocalypse, I don't know, horror, slasher. I gotta think of like all the different horror ones, but I'm also scared to go that hard into horror and then they just hate it and they're like, I'm not gonna vote on anything. So I'm trying to just like soft gauge them, you know, because I think they'd be fine with it. I mean, everybody loves horror. And if they don't,
I also feel like maybe because weren't you catering toward like dark fantasy and sci-fi fans too? So I feel like, damn, those girls, gays, and theys can get after some scary, heavy themes.
yeah, I feel like it'd be fine. I feel like what's popular now, softcore horror. Yeah, like that would be a good one. Or of comedy horror to me is the best because you're just like laughing one scene and the next scene you're like, what the fuck is happening? And I'm creeped out.
Is that camp? Is that considered camp as well, or no?
Probably. I mean, yeah,
I know.
probably.
I don't know.
Sometimes I just describe stuff and I don't know that they have a label yet. I just do it.
Gross. Ben, doggy bag weaponry is literal softcore horror. That
Soft
was good.
serve.
What? What's
Uh,
wrong? Dylan, you gotta tell us what that
Mumblegore.
means.
Hmm. Like I don't know. Was it my idea? I was like, at first when you said Mumblegore, I was like, am I mumbling? And I'm like, I don't know.
Is this about me?
Is this about me? I
Oh my
went to
gosh, so
the.
wait. Ben has actually graciously agreed to be this group of Forbidden Fruit contributors. We are a group of forever DMs, and Ben has agreed to be a DM for us for a special contributors D&D game, which is sweet.
I'm so excited. Jastra gets to come out
Yes.
from Mumblecore.
Food
Or
horror.
food horror, some vor. I saw a lot of voristic things lately, which was kind of disturbing for me because I was like, why is my algorithm showing me this? But then I realized, it's what it is. It is what it is. Aghead. Okay. Aghead makes me think of when Shia LaBeouf went around with that bag on his head that said, I'm not famous anymore for a while there.
Yeah.
That was pretty. He could be a
cultural
horror.
touchstone.
He could be a horror in real life. He's
Yeah.
like talked about eating people at one point. Pretty
Uh,
sure.
do you guys want a horror movie recommendation before we go record our pod? Black Mirror. Yeah, I need to catch up on that.
Oh yeah, I gotta watch that one. I
I wonder.
wanna.
Did you ever watch? What was that documentary that I mentioned the last time I hosted? Dark Days or something like that. It was about homelessness. It was like released in 2000 exactly.
Oh yeah, yeah. Sorry, that was
Underground in New
my
York City.
brain. Just yeah, because we were talking about like the tunnel system and
Yeah,
stuff.
I
And then I
have
was
it.
like, oh, cool.
So I'll link it in this one in case people are interested in a documentary. And then so for the horror movie, I bet this crowd is probably Jess. You've probably seen this, but just to dig into the archives, how about the Greasy Strangler?
I haven't seen that.
No, somebody has to
No.
have seen it.
What is it? Is it because the strangler is greasy, or
Yes.
is okay?
Mm-hmm.
Ew.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's like a cult horror film.
Oh, okay. Back in. I'm back in now.
Okay, okay. Yeah, so I'll link to that IMDb or whatever. Watched it when it
Oh,
came out. Hell yeah.
okay. Yeah, I love Greasy. Okay, now I definitely got to watch it. I have to. It slipped through my fingers.
Hey, this is the perfect energy we needed. The trailer spooked ya. Awesome. Well, hey guys, thanks for being so kind and fun and stopping by. Jess and I are gonna go just be ridiculous and record BAM, our podcast. And so check out Indie Creator Collective. They got some awesome stuff coming up. They just released a really great sci-fi mini collection, which is really great. The very next one is the Mega Collection, which is fantasy with made magic. And there's more forthcoming all the time for writers and for readers. And then for me, if you guys are writers, which I know most, if not all of you are, consider submitting to the Curious Post volume, which submissions for which are free and open June 1st. So thanks. We hope you guys have a great weekend.
Hi guys.